Good Monday morning, people of God. I am Pastor Barb Streed, one of the assistants to Bishop Regina Hassanelli in the Southeastern Minnesota Synod. It's really good to be with you this Monday morning. Well, friends, in just a few weeks, we will be celebrating Easter Sunday, the miraculous resurrection of Jesus. Whenever it comes this time in our Lenten journey, I begin thinking about Holy Week and after. And I try to put myself there, have myself be present in that week, in that time, and in that place. And I begin to wonder, what would I have done? What would I have believed? Would I have wanted to follow Jesus? Would I have understood that Jesus is the Messiah? Of course, I can't answer those questions right now. I know what I want to believe I would have said. I want to believe that I would have said with a resounding yes, I believe Jesus is the Messiah. I want to take up my cross and follow him. I can easily say that now. So it makes me wonder, how did the disciples know that Jesus was the Messiah? How did the people who had been healed by Jesus know that he was the Messiah? How difficult or how easy was it for them to want to take up their cross and follow him? You know, in Matthew 5, verse 17, Jesus says this, I do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. We know that Jesus is the Messiah, friends, because Jesus fulfilled all of the Old Testament prophecies. Jesus is the Messiah. Prophecy, the future foretold in advance by God through a prophet. The Jewish people were waiting for a Messiah. For over 1,000 years, they had been hearing the prophets talk about a day when a Messiah would come and change the world. In fact, the Old Testament contains over 400 prophecies about the Messiah. And Jesus fulfilled every single one. Today, I want to spend some time in sharing some of those prophecies with you. Prophecy number 1, born of a virgin. The prophet Isaiah spoke of Jesus' birth 700 years before it happened. Isaiah 7:14 says, Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son and call him Emmanuel. Prophecy number 2, born in Bethlehem. The Old Testament prophet Micah spoke of Jesus 700 years before his birth. He foretold the exact city in which Jesus would be born. Micah 5:2 says this, But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from of old, from ancient times. Prophecy number 3. Jesus spent part of his childhood in Egypt. The prophet Hosea spoke about Jesus' childhood in Hosea 1:1. This is what it says. When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. This is an interesting prophecy because it refers to actually 2 events, one in the past and one in the future. We know that God used Moses to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. But this verse also speaks of a specific time in Jesus' life when Herod ordered all the boys in the kingdom to be killed. And an angel of the Lord came to Joseph and told him of Herod's plan and told him to take Jesus to Egypt. Prophecy number 4, Jesus' ministry included miraculous healings. The prophet Isaiah foretold that the Messiah's ministry would include miracles and healings. Isaiah said, when all the eyes of the blind will be opened and the ears of the deaf unstopped, then will the lame leap like a deer and the mute tongue shout for joy. Prophecy number 5. Jesus entered Jerusalem on a donkey. The prophet Zechariah spoke 500 years before Jesus was born, and he said this, "Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." I know you're thinking, is she going to do all 400 prophecies today? No. I have one more that I'd like to share with you today. Jesus was beaten and crucified. The prophet Isaiah told of Jesus' suffering and death 700 years before it occurred. Isaiah 53:7 says this, "He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearer is silent. So he did not open his mouth." Friends, I don't know what kind of choices or decisions I would have made had I been alive and present at the time Jesus rode in to Jerusalem on a donkey on that day that we remember when we celebrate Palm Sunday. But I do know what I say today. Jesus, Messiah and King, came that we have life everlasting. This I know to be true. As we draw near to our journey of Holy Week and Easter, may this truth resound in your hearts, and may your faith be renewed. Amen.